Good night, everyone. Good night. Good night. Good night. Oh my goodness. Good night. I'm so happy to see you guys tonight. Oh my goodness. The chat is blowing up. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Oh my God. Look at my family sitting here. Oh my God. I love you guys so much. Oh my God. Thank you. Good night. Good night. Good night. Good night. Good night. Listen, y'all. I am super duper excited to see you guys. This is our first show for February, y'all. This is the first show for February. Ebony, welcome, Ebony. Good night, my love. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Well, thank you, Pete. Thank you. So I'm gonna show you really quickly. Listen, I'm gonna show you this really quickly, right? So this is my MAC chestnut lip liner. Just a chestnut MAC lip liner and a clear MAC um clear lip gloss. That's all I did today. I wasn't thinking about too much of a color. I just wanted to keep it simple and just be simple today. So I just did lip liner and some lip gloss in the middle. That's it for today. But thank you, my love. I so appreciate it. Welcome, Ebony. Love you so much, guys. I love you so much. I appreciate you guys tonight. Tonight is beautiful. It's our first show in February. And it's Black History Month, y'all. It's Black History Month. It's a time to still celebrate everything good that's going on. For those of you guys who celebrate Valentine's, listen, happy Valentine's Day when it comes, because I know the show is after Valentine's Day, right? So it's gonna be, happy Valentine's Day when it comes. I don't celebrate it. I'm not big on stuff like that for my own reasons. I really don't celebrate most of these holidays and stuff like that. I really don't. But those of you guys who are celebrating it, listen, enjoy, have an amazing time. And I know it might be hard for some guys because of some of the things that we've all experienced, right? So I don't want to push that to the side as if I don't know some of the painful things that we've all gone through, right? So if you are experiencing hardship, if you are experiencing hard times and you want to reach out to me or anything, listen, do not hesitate. I did put the information in the description box below. Please feel free to reach out to me, and we'll definitely talk about it a little bit more. But it's all about you. It is really all about you. Whatever you think that the narcissist did on these specific dates or holidays or stuff like that, it's only because they need a reaction out of you and they need to control you and they need to make sure that every time you interact or you associate yourself with this particular holiday or this season, it has something to do with them. So they find every way to stay attached to you. So do not be discouraged because a day is coming where you feel as if you're not being loved or you're not being appreciated. My thing is, why I never really celebrated this holiday, to be honest with you, is because I feel like it's something that you do consistently. It's something that you live. If you're a happy and a loving person, you show love no matter what. You do it consistent and regardless of the day. And that's how I feel about it. It's like Mother's Day. I mean, I get it. It's the one day to celebrate it, but I don't have to go in and do it when everybody else is doing it because I do it consistently throughout the year and I engage with my children throughout the year too. So it's something that's so normal that I really don't pay much attention to it. But it's marketing. If you know about business, it's a good marketing strategy. It's a great time for you to promote and push your business, especially it's Black History Month and you guys have businesses and stuff that you want to get these business marketed and push the information out there to get products, information out and promote your business. Why not associate it with the holiday, a promotional holiday sale or whatever? Utilize the time if you really don't celebrate it that much, or if you think you've been hurt or broken for whatever reason about the narcissist, utilize this time to now make some money, like get some financial gains off of it or something during this time. And not only that, if you're really so hung up on roses and flowers and all these things, buy them for yourself. I do it all the time. I get myself roses or plants and I'll talk to my plants and do things. So I do it for myself all the time. So I really don't worry about a holiday, a day like this or anything like that. But as you know, that's not what our topic is about today. So I'm not gonna indulge in that for too much because I really wanted us to talk more about manifestation today. And the reason I chose manifestation is because I feel like we have not been so open to know the things that we're capable of doing. And I think because of that, we limit ourselves and we restrict ourselves and we operate from a place of lack and not realizing that you have it. You already have the things that you think you don't have. But how do you get to it? How do you unlock it? Because I'm going to be honest with you. I feel the shift. I don't know if you guys remember, I did a whole video about the 10th. It was just the 10th of the month and the level of attack that I was under. I knew I needed to talk about suicide so much. I know I needed to talk about suicide because for some reason it was floating around in the atmosphere and I could feel it was so heavy. But like I told you guys, the attacks and the forces and the pressure. And I remember one day I was feeling down and I reached out to one of my girlfriends to fuel me back up. I remember sharing that with you guys, right? Let me tell you something. And I didn't share this with you, but I'm doing it right now because I know the level of how this thing goes. Okay. So I'm sharing this with y'all and I'm being transparent and 100% honest. A couple weeks ago, if I could go back to the date in my phone, I know the exact date, but it was in January. Good night, Tuala. It was in January. Okay. And the pressure, the forces, the level of attack, the spiritual attack that I was under, y'all wouldn't even believe. I had those thoughts as well too, being honest with you, because I knew it wasn't me, but I knew it was a mission. So I had to be so prepared and ready that when these thoughts started to creep in and to seep in into me, I knew I had to fight it off because it wasn't my fight. But remember, guys, I talk to people all the time. I interact with people, I coach people, I have one-on-one sessions. So I am taking on different type of spiritual entities. I am taking on things at times. So I do have to protect and guard myself as well too. I do have to protect myself, but I know God covers me because he wants me to be able to speak about things like this. And I'm going to be honest with you. I started to fast and pray and have back that one-on-one conversation with him because I was focused on my environment. My environment was consuming me and was taking over. And that's not me being in control of the situation. So I'm sharing that with you guys because it's raw. It is what it is. Okay. And I'm not trying to hide anything. It is what it is. I had to go through that process. I had to go through that grieving process. The same thing that I'll be sharing with you guys, like you have to grieve it. You have to allow yourself to go through the pain. You have to allow yourself to go through everything. I promise you, you have to do it. If you're feeling sad, allow it to happen. But what I'm saying is do not stay in that position for too long because that's when you see these news information comes out that someone that looks so happy, they committed, suicide, they unlifed themselves or whatever. That's when you see this information because they stay there too long because these spiritual attacks, they come up on you. They do come up on you. So you have to be very mindful and know how to protect yourself. That's why understanding manifestation, understanding how to speak, how to protect your space, your environment, your thoughts, the people around you, the people who you invite into your circle, you have to be very mindful of these things because they come with these spiritual forces and attack attached to them. So you have to be mindful of who you are and how you protect yourself. Good night, Max. How are you, sweetheart? I noticed I saw a comment up top, and I'm definitely going to put it up. I didn't ignore it. I didn't miss it. I got you. I'm gonna share your comment in a couple of seconds, but I just wanted to get to this really quickly. And within a couple of days, okay, and I wasn't so much ready for this, okay, but I'm gonna still share it anyway. Within a couple of days, this was court proceedings that was coming around in a couple of days to finalize a few legal things that I had going on. And y'all, You guys who know, I'm just not ready to verbalize it as yet, okay? But if you know, listen, we've been talking about this. So you guys are here with me. We sharing everything. We going through this together and we getting out of this thing together. You understand? So it was a few things that was being finalized. And because it was so detrimental to my future, to my success, to my growth in everything that I do, the attacks came and the enemy wanted to wipe me out. Wanted to wipe me out. But let me tell you something. Don't believe that nonsense. Do not believe that nonsense. Don't buy into it. It is a temporary feeling to try to have a permanent effect. It's a temporary feeling. Try to have a lasting effect on you. It's not worth it, and you are not going to give into this feeling or anything. We are not buying into it for too long. We have been acting as if we're the bottom and not the top. We've been acting like we're the tail and not the head, and we're not going to do that anymore. So said, so done. I stood firm on my beliefs. I stood firm on his word. I held on to his word because he promised me things. And I held on to his word and said, I'm not letting this go. I bet you. I bet you because I held him to his standards and what he promised me, what God promised me, I held him to these standards. He started manifesting things that I manifesting. You just see them revealing one after the other after the other. And I'm telling you, I'm walking in his glory, in his anointing. But I had to remember to go back to the drawing board. I had to remember to hold firm onto him and to what he promised me. He promised me this. And that's why tonight I wanted to touch on it because we're coming back tomorrow night again because this is a part two. I can't do it all tonight. We can't do it all tonight. So we could do some questions and answers as well too. And I want to get you guys prepared. I'm going to show you the prep work that I've been doing so we could be ready for tomorrow when my sis comes. Hey, Kanita. Good night, my love. And I did. I hope I said good night, Mags, because I see Mags is in the house. I hope I said good night, Mags, right? Listen, I want to show you guys the things that I've been working on to get myself prepared and ready because tomorrow we need to execute. Okay. Tomorrow is execution. Today, we're meeting back here tomorrow night again at 8 o'clock. Same time, 8 o'clock. We're coming back here tomorrow night, Saturday. We're back here again, 8 o'clock, because we are going to go into more details and we're going to utilize the things that we have. We're going to actually use them. Okay. So I see how his manifestation, how what he's doing, how it's working. And in the beginning, let me go up to this comment really quick before I go into that, because that's going to touch a little bit for a little bit. Ebony, you made a comment here, love, and I'm gonna just put it up so we could read it. All right. Ebony says, I have zero contact with him for a year and a half, and he has never tried to hoover, but I'm still recovering from the trauma. He went from He went from 19 years marriage, 2 times divorced to me, discard me, and now with new supply. Okay, listen. Sometimes we sit around and we wait for the Hoover because we think that the Hoover is gonna come in one way different. Listen, the Hoover could show up in your dream. The Hoover could show up in many different ways. And the thing is that you don't have to sit there and wait for the Hoover. The bottom line is that you know how to move on with your life. A year and a half might seem like a long time, but if you're not doing the work, it is not a long time. It's like you just came out of it. Because if you push this issue that you're having to the side and you don't face it and deal with it, it's just as if you did nothing. It's just the same as if you just came out of it. That's really what's happening. It's just the same as if you just came out of that situation. So it's important for you to know that, yes, you came out of it, but then what's next? So the work next is what's important. And I'm happy that you're here tonight because you can get some information tonight that can help you with the next steps to take, right? So it's important that you understand that you are in control of this narcissist. They are not in control of you. I don't care how it looks, how scary it is. Because you've been conditioned for so long, you're operating at a place where you believe the things that were said to be true. So now it became your reality. That's really what you're dealing with. It became your reality. It became your norm. So now that's what you know and that's what you work with. The reality is that's not true, okay? The narcissists had their way with you because you allow them to. You are operating from a place of brokenness, right? And I remember for me, I was operating from a place of abandonment, neglect. And I didn't know at the time. I thought I was okay because you think like working and having a good job and all these things, you think that that's okay. The reality is, I was operating from a place of neglect and abandonment, right? And as sad as that sound, I found comfort in this person that was abusing me. They took my kindness for weakness, right? When I would pour out my affection, my love, they would reject me and put it back onto me and make me feel worthless. But I still was doing it, right? And someone asked me a question that what if you're pouring love into someone? What if you're giving someone all your love and your attention and your affection and they're not giving it back to you? What would you do? And my answer to that is I'll still love because I am love. I am peace. I am happiness. So if I know who I am, I'll always be love. You don't have to appreciate it. You don't have to appreciate it, or the other person. But whoever does not appreciate your love should not define you as a person. It should not shift you because someone doesn't value your love or value and appreciate you. You have to value you. You have to appreciate you. So regardless of how this person feels about you or not, it should not change you. It should not shift your focus from who you are as a person, because that simply means you're giving them too much control over you. So these neglect and abandonment issues that I was facing, I was giving that person authority to abuse me because what I had expectation from them. When you remove your expectation from someone, you take back control of yourself. You take back your power. You take back your authority when you stop having expectation, because now you have now narrowed people down into a box, into your world. You have now invited them into your world. And if they don't come through swinging the way you planned it for them to do it, then now you're left disappointed. Why would you be left disappointed if you ain't have no expectations? If you're living and living freely, that means that you are allowing God to move you. You're allowing Him to use you the way He intended to use you. But if you think that if someone does not fit into this criteria and this box that you have figured out for them, then they're not it. They're not loving you. So now you're dependent on that person to love you. So you look to them for validation. I was doing it. And I had to learn the hard way because I was once doing that, giving over me, my whole soul, my whole being, my whole person, me. I gave someone the okay to decide what goes on in my life and what doesn't go on in my life. Reason I'm sharing it with you because I know it's hard. Like, how do I get it back? How do I put back myself in the driver's seat? How do I get back myself in control? How do I do this thing? You have to now start putting yourself first. You have to now start realizing that whether or not this person smiles with me or treat me nice, it doesn't change who I am as a person, because I'm not dependent on that person. I'm no longer a codependent to that person. I'm independent of myself. Thank you, Miss P, for that. Yes, guys, remember to hit the like button. I appreciate you guys so much. Leandra, well, let me see what Leandra cooking up over here. Okay, let me see what my girl cook. She said, Nessa, it's true. 100%. But I'm not waiting on nothing from that that Lima, right? Keep it moving. Absolutely. You shouldn't be waiting for anything from anyone to validate who you are as a person. I was guilty of doing it. Yes, Mags. Mags says, yup, guilty. I was guilty of doing it, and I'm being honest about it. Once you start loving you, right? Once you start loving you, yup, say that again. The narc becomes powerless the moment you start loving you. The moment you start, because one, it's going to upset them that you're paying attention to yourself, because now they realize they're losing power from you. They make you feel guilty for simple things that you enjoy doing for yourself. They make you feel guilty for these things. Listen, quick story, really quickly. I'll share with you guys really quickly the story. Not the Lima, right? I know. Leandra be giving it to us, okay? So I remember before I got with the narcissist, and we got married when I was 23. Before him, I was working at the bank, as you guys mostly know already. So I was making good money and I had no children. So I did whatever I wanted to do. So one thing that I like to do for myself was to pamper myself, take myself out, treat myself, all these things. It was things that's how you love and care for yourself. This is what I was doing prior to the narcissist. I will go to the laser hair removal place. It was American Laser before they're out of business, right? I will go there and get my microdermabrasion for my face done, right? Get my microdermabrasion, body hair removal, whatever. I used to do these things to myself. When I got with the narcissist, he made me feel so guilty for going out to take care of myself. Even getting my nails done, I will feel so guilty for doing my nails. Everything was an issue. Me communicating with people was an issue. Everything became an issue. And because I don't like confrontation, I don't like arguments and fuss, I do not want to be associated with these things. I stopped. Just for peace, I stopped doing these things. I stopped taking myself out. I stopped treating myself. I stopped getting my laser hair removal, my microdermabrasion. I stopped doing so many things. Man, I became someone I did not know. I was unrecognizable in so many different ways, right? But that gave them power to see that they could make a fuss. They could push you to be somebody else, and they won. All they want is to control you, to manipulate you, to hurt you. That's all they want to do. Yes. That's all they want to do. The moment they get that power, that control over you, they're in. They win. But we have to now start doing things different and shift this thing. Shift it. Now you got to find out who you are again. So, yes, before them, I knew who I was. I was lost in the middle. It felt like I took a long nap. I don't know if you guys like, it's a long blink. And when by the time I opened my eyes, 13 years went by and I can't give an explanation for it. It felt like the longest nap I took. And I'm waking up now and like things, it's like I'm trying to clear the fog from my eyes and stuff like that. Just trying to see what is going on out here. Getting into social media, getting into society, trying to figure out, trying to find my way through to navigate through life. Because they ripped out so much out of your life and took so much out of you. You left so broken and drained that you don't know if you're any good to society anymore. The reality is, you are good. You are here because you still have work to be done. God is not done with you yet. You got a whole mission out here to get done, and He's not done with you yet. But He wants you to understand how to free yourself, how to become you all over again. And that's why we're here doing it and going through this part of it, because we got to get out of this thing, man. We got to get out of it. And we are here because we made it out. We made it out. Congratulate yourself for getting out. Now stay out. I wouldn't be worried about a Hoover. I wouldn't be worried about a phone call, because first of all, you guys probably don't even realize it. Fam. You probably don't realize it, but you are battling for your soul. You were in a spiritual warfare. You were in the middle of a spiritual warfare. You were up against the devil. And you might not understand it because you're looking at it like it's a person like yourself. Remember, you carry a light in you. You carry a different type of spirit that's inside of you. So your spirit is battling against the narcissistic spirit. So these spirits are up against each other and you guys are at war. So don't feel for a second that you was safe. You was never safe because the battle, you was in a battle. You was in a spiritual battle. So you was never going to be safe with this person no matter what. It don't matter how you spin it and turn it. This is it. It don't intertwine like this because this is it. You guys were fighting constantly because the spirit cannot come together to make one. God didn't put it together. That's why it can't make one. When God put one and the other together and the two come together, they become one. They are after God's own heart. That means because the spirit that's inside of you and the spirit that's inside your partner is in alignment and it's coming from the same source. It's in the same alignment. So you guys are put together through the spirit. And that's the type of relationship, that's the type of bond you want to put together. You want to fight for a bond like this. You want to put everything on a bond like this. But not when you get this one. Now, when you get this one, you guys can't come together. You guys can't unite as one. It's never going to work. But your soul was being attacked because the devil came to rob, kill, steal, and to destroy. Hey, Shamilia. Good night, my love. God is not the author of confusion. Come on, man. Come on, come on, man. When you get on the other side of things, you're going to see things much different. You're going to understand why we're speaking this way on the other side of things, because our soul we had to fight to get out of this thing. When I tell you, I remember one night fighting with this man, literally, he drew a machete. He pulled a machete and held it up to me, ready that night. But let me tell you something. Listen, I was ready. Don't play with me. Don't pull nothing on me if you ain't gonna use it. If you're not gonna do it, don't do it. I was ready that night. I don't care what I had to lose. I don't care what it was. I was ready that night. Stop playing with me. Man, he pulled that machete on me. And I already was ready. I knew this was it. This was it. You couldn't tell me this wasn't my day. But I don't know if you guys know the construction level, the level that you use for construction to kind of make sure the walls are straight or whatever the case is, whatever. That was the closest thing there because your girl be doing construction. Shh. But that was the closest thing that was there. And I saw the level. And when he pulled that machete up to me, I grabbed the level and I broke it across his back. Yeah, he went running. Don't pull nothing if you ain't gonna use it. Because if I pull something, I'ma use it. I'ma use it. So don't do it to me if you don't do it. Like I said, I don't like argument, confrontation. I don't do these things, but do not put me in a position to make me feel like my life is at stake. Don't make me be fearful for my life because I will respond. I will defend myself. Don't get I'm lady in all this thing and cutesy and you listen, okay? They come off. They do. Uh-huh. Don't play if you don't play. And that's the thing that you got to understand. When I said I was fighting for my soul, it was either me or you. It was either me or you, but I was fighting for my soul to get out. I was having nightmares. I was having visions in front of my face of either being incarcerated or being in a body bag. I was tired of having these visions, y'all. I was tired of seeing these things. So you got to be so intentional. You have to be so intentional about getting out of these things, getting out and staying out and be so. Listen, don't play with this joker. You don't want no hoovers from them. You don't want nothing from them. You're not angry at them. You don't hate them, but you don't want to have nothing to do with them. But what I understand is the flesh that I was up against had no use. The flesh that I was fighting against had no use. Could have chopped up that flesh, but the spirit was what I was fighting against. That's why I couldn't win the fight. That's why I couldn't win. That's why I couldn't be in that relationship, because it wasn't for me. That's why I couldn't have anything successful being there, because the spirit that I was fighting against, because the Bible tells you we are not wrestling against flesh and blood, but against principalities, spiritual wickedness in high places. It's spiritual. You fighting against a spirit. So how do you feel doing this against a spirit? You can't fight a spiritual war with physical hands. It's never going to work. Who know you, TV? Good night, my love. Good night. Listen, you cannot fight a spiritual fight with fists. It's never going to work. It's never going to work. There's no way you could put these hands together to say, yes, I'm going to fight this fight. Hey, cuz, I love you, my dear. Listen, don't forget to hit the like button. I so appreciate you for hanging out with me tonight, my love. I so appreciate you. Hit the like button. Let me see what Miss P set up here. We didn't know it was the devil in the beginning. I'm telling you, the devil comes dressed up, looking good, like everything you've ever wanted and everything you want and everything you desire, everything you need. Take time. Ooh, take time to get to know this and do not be in a rush. If you could do anything different, I don't know what it would be. But if I could do anything, oh my God, John, if I could do anything different, I would take my time. I would go slow. If I could do anything different, I would take my time. I would definitely take my time. But the devil can't allow you to take your time, because if you take your time, you're going to have too much time to think. And when you get time to think and to process things and to go through the information, you can analyze things, you can assess things, and you could break it down, and you could go through the process of elimination. The devil don't want you to do that, because you're having too much time and he's on a time crunch. He got a plan, so that's why he got to rush you. So learn these signs. You got to learn this thing to know how to maneuver around this thing, how to get this thing out your way. You got to learn this thing. You're not trying to be one with it. So they say if you can't beat them, join them. Nah, get to know them so you could beat them. Get to know who they are so you could see them coming. You could see them from a mile away, and they don't even got to know that you recognize them. You ain't got nothing to say because you see them. But if you don't know the little sneaky sniper ways about them, think about a sniper. You can't even see a sniper. But when it hits you though. The sniper is nowhere near in sight, but it hits you, right? That's why you got to protect yourself. You got to cover yourself. You got to stay grounded at all times. You were literally up against a fight with this devil. I wonder if y'all understand. You hear when they talk about the devil? Do y'all hear when they talk about the devil? You were literally fighting physically with the devil. I'm not even trying to be funny. I'm not trying to play them. I'm not trying to do anything. I'm saying for real, for real, for real. Because when you take off the flesh off that person, what type of soul this person had? If you were supposed to describe the soul of this individual that you dealt with, forget about the few little times. I'm talking about, let's go in and talk about their soul. If you were supposed to dig deep and talk about this person's soul, their character, their personality, what makes them up as a person, what would that conversation look like? And that's what's going to tell you who you are dealing with. If you don't understand the deep soul that was connected to this person, the walking dead, a dead. So, okay. It's like, you know how you have these blow up things that we float around, those floating things, they blow them up with the air in it, right? Blow up dolls. Mm-hmm. But you have these inflated things, right? Let's let's use that, right? These inflated things without air, okay, without blowing air into it, it's flat, it's deflated, it's no good. So it doesn't really have a form or an image. It don't have nothing to it. But the moment it's inflated with air, now it gets to flow. Now it can flow with the wind because now air is being supported with air, right? So now it can flow and it can move whatever direction you want it to go. Think about the narcissists. They were inflated, right? But the soul, which is the air, the spirit that's inside of them, now inflates them. So here is the spirit looking for somewhere to dwell, and it found home, it found residency inside the narcissist. And that's exactly what it's doing. Now this thing is floating around, and that's what you're dealing with. A thing that was made this way. You can't change it because it was created this way. Without the air, the thing can't flow. Without that demonic soul, the thing can't flow. So there's no way you can trade the soul that's inside of that person because that's just who they are. You can't trade the soul that's inside of them. But what do? You have to recognize that you are gifted. You have the anointing of God on you. You carry the characteristics of God, the soul of God. His people will know him. His people will recognize each other. Why you think empaths come together? Why you think they gather together? But not because you are always in the presence of empaths means that you're always surrounded by empaths, okay? Narcs know where to find souls. Narcs know where to prey on your soul. They know where you are lingering. They know where you're housing. They know where you take residence, and they come there to get you. But stay grounded and get to know their personality. Their character traits will never change. The same thing, if you're a good person, you're a good person whether somebody likes you or they don't. It doesn't make a difference. It doesn't sway you one way or the other. You know who you are. And that's what's most important. The narcissist never changes stripe. They are who they are. But the more you understand it on a spiritual aspect, to understand the spirituality behind it, that's why sometimes when you're thinking about a person, they either call you because you're I don't really want to say conjuring up, but let's be honest with it. If you're sitting there repeatedly talking about a person, what are you doing? You're trying to manifest them. You're trying to bring them into fruition. You're trying to bring them to life. So that's why it's important for you to understand what you're doing, ruminating about them, thinking about them, waiting for a Hoover will do this to you. And that's the reason I felt it was so important for us to talk about manifestation. But I wanted to do this part of it first so that the coach can come on. And I said it's a two-part because we're meeting back here tomorrow night, same time, 8 o'clock tomorrow night. So the coach could come on and show you the actual works of it, right? So for me, I already got some stuff. This is like my highlighter. Ooh. Okay, there it is. I think. Can you see it? So I got me a couple of highlighters. My favorite color is turquoise, so I'm probably going to be using that one for my stuff. So I got the turquoise one. And what I did was I got my manifestation book as well too. So I'm gonna bring it back. I'm gonna show it back a little bit later again. But I got me a nice there you go. I got me a nice manifestation book right here just for manifestation. That's what's going to be in this book right here. And I got a pen, a turquoise pen as well too, right? Just for this. Everything is just for that. And I got a little case holder for my pen. So, I can have my pen sitting on there and just chilling. Yeah. That's not the point. My thing is that let's get ready for tomorrow. So for those of you guys who are here tonight, please ask me questions, throw questions in here because we're going to go into this thing deep. I want you guys to understand what you're really doing. Okay. This world that we're living in is a spiritual world, and you need to understand the spirituality behind what it is that you're doing. It's in the Bible, it's in the scriptures, it's nothing demonic about it. When they tell you that things are demonic, a lot of times you need to pay attention to what the devil is really doing to you and what they're telling you to accept, okay? Pay attention and don't let it go right over your head, because it will. Okay, just pay attention and get to know things for yourself. Educate yourself on things so you can know for yourself exactly who you came one-on-one with this devil. So when they're telling you that the devil has red horns and a big red head and stuff like that, you know that ain't true, because the devil was laying beside you. The devil slept next to you. So who really is this devil? Tell me, because I want to know. Tell me exactly who is this devil, what he looks like. Mm-hmm. Because they look a little bit different. They even look like females. They look like males. They look like females. So tell me, what does this devil look like? Because it ain't really a devil. It's a spirit. It's a demonic spirit. It's a force. It's that demonic force. We do not wrestle against flesh and blood. So when you see your neighbor, when you see your friend, when you see that narcissist and you want to hate that narcissist, save your energy. Save your energy. You want to hate that narcissist? Save your energy. You wasting your whole time on that thing, because it ain't about the physical body. It's spiritual. It's deeper than that. The more you understand that it's spiritual and it's not a physical thing against that person, then you go much deeper into who you are and who are the people and the type of spirits that you allow to come into your presence. Because now you start looking at things a little bit different. Now you start to see it that it's a spirit. Oh, you know how this person, they rubbed me the wrong way? Your spirit be warning you and will alert you on things for you to be prepared. It's preparing you to tell you to look out. Be cautious. Be careful. Be careful. Your spirit is there to guide you. He said he will leave the spiritual guide with you to position you, to keep you ready and keep you going. He left us all the tools, y'all. Are we really using it though? Are we really using it? If we go back into the beginning of the Bible, right? It says, in the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth, right? And he spoke upon the deep. I have my Bible right here. He spoke into the dark, right? Into the deep. He spoke into it. What is that telling us? He's speaking into the darkness. He says, let there be light. And there was light. So he spoke and things happened. He spoke. So that means that he's letting us know that you can speak, right? To manifest things, you need to speak it out into the atmosphere, out into the universe. So God is telling you to speak, because he spoke and things happen. He created things and he said that we are going to have dominion over these things, right? So that means we're above these things. We're allowed to dictate what goes on with these things. That means we can speak things, because he showed us the way. He talked to us and let us understand what it looks like. So he spoke and things happen. He spoke into the dark and things happen. If you guys haven't already done so, start praying into the dark. And when I say into the dark, when it feels dark, when it feels lonely, when it feels like there's no hope, when it feels like you are broken and everything that you have put yourself out for great, is when these things come up on you. I'm telling you, just keep pressing on and pray into that dark thing that said it's not going to work. I want you to pray into it more. I want you to pray into it and press on at that moment when it's telling you and appearing like it's not going to work out and things are not going to be how it's supposed to be. At that time, I want you to apply pressure. Go a little bit harder and pray and breathe life into the thing. In the book of John, right? What it says, the word became flesh and dwell amongst us. So the word, The spoken word that went out. The spoken word that went out became flesh. So that means he spoke it and manifested and brought it to life and dwell amongst us. It's in there. I'm not making any of it up. But do we understand what it is? There's power in the tongue. There's life and death in our tongue. You have the right to speak life into someone, or you could curse someone with your tongue. The devil always find a way. That spirit comes around and it dwells in any one of us. Don't think that you are so safe from this spiritual thing. You hear me? It comes to attack. And I always reference to the book of Job because the devil left his wife to torment him. The devil left his wife to torment him, and he had to leave someone. But guess what? This is a spirit that moves and seeking who he may devour, trying to see if you have cleaned your house. He want to see if he could come back. He want to see if he could dwell in your house. If you think that you're all in the clear, let me tell you, you have to arm yourself with the whole armor of God, because the Bible didn't say if he's going to come. It says when he come. When. That means he's expected to come. So you got to be prepared for him. You got to be ready for him when he comes. And I'm going to give y'all a perfect example. For those of you guys who know, I had a beautiful 3,000 square footage home. Beautiful. Fine. I don't have that no more. I'm actually at my mom's house now. Okay. So, like I said, we have a lot to talk about. But I'm just letting you guys know I'm very open, transparent about everything, okay? Everything. Because I want you guys to know that wherever you are and whatever you're going through, that's not your final destination, and that's not it. It's not over. It's not all. And listen, that's not it, okay? I'm at my mom's house right now. And my daughter, I was getting her ready for school this morning. My kids, I was getting them ready for school this morning. And my daughter said to me, she said, Mommy, isn't that something how we had our beautiful mansion and now we're at Nana's house and we're just, in a small apartment? And I said to her, that's to let you know, do not get caught up in anything in life. Do not get caught up in material things, because just as how you had that beautiful house yesterday, today you can have something and tomorrow could be something different. So don't get caught up in material things. Don't get caught up in anything. It could change just like that in a second. What you think that is? What you think that is? The enemy came. The enemy came because that was supposed to be an attack on me. That was supposed to make me feel some type of way. That was sent to make me feel like, oh my God, look at the situation. And da 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 da. Wrong person, wrong address. Not me. Try again. You tried it though. But it goes back to the book of Job. It goes back to the book of Job where the devil has to leave one behind to start cursing God. Because now, right, you want to start my day because I should be negative, right? I should be negative. I should start talking about, look at what I'm going through, right? Look at this situation. And da, da, da. Now it becomes a domino effect and it becomes a negative thing to take on into my day. What? No, you do not have that authority. So sometimes you have to be so sharp. You got to be, not sometimes, all the time. You have to be equipped and ready for these things when they come. I'm telling you, I get it left, right, and center. I get it. Beautiful home. I'm going to share with you guys one of these days, right? I'm going to share it with you. Beautiful. But I'm in a 1-bedroom apartment at my mom's house, okay? And I'm not ashamed of it because I know my start over is what I needed to do. It was more important than anything else. You can't pay me for my peace. You cannot pay me for my peace of mind. The moment I uncovered my peace and my peace of mind, I dropped everything and I was out. I don't want no parts of it. I don't want to do anything. I don't want this. I'm done. So you have to be so intentional and fight for your soul because you're literally fighting for your soul. You have to fight. It's a spiritual fight. That thing was planted there to destroy me. So it didn't matter what I did. I was planted there to be destroyed because God did not ordain that. He did not ordain that. He did not come into a covenant with me being there. So he couldn't do what he wanted to do for me. He couldn't grow me. He couldn't make me involved. I couldn't evolve. Couldn't evolve there. So I had to choose if I wanted him or that. Choose. So sometimes you need to make this choice so plain. It needs to be that plain sometimes. What are you going to choose? This or that? And the unknown is scary, y'all. The unknown is scary. But do not bring shame and pride with you. I'm telling you because I'm doing it. Do not bring shame and pride with you because you would not progress to the next level. You would not elevate to the next level. You cannot bring pride with you. You cannot bring defeat with you. You cannot bring shame with you because you won't get to the next level. I'm telling you, you won't get to the next level. You got to be intentional about the things that you do. You have to be so intentional about knowing that this is not going to be forever, but it's necessary right now. And it's important. I made a decision not because I really wanted to be by myself, not because I wanted to be a single mom, not because I wanted to, but because it's necessary. My life was dependent on this. My children's future was dependent on this. The next generation was dependent on this. How do I set them up in society if I'm going to sit here and take beat down? How am I going to tell them that mommy is strong? Stay strong when I'm showing defeat and I'm showing myself to be weak? I can't do that. I can't do that. Strong don't mean that you're loud and you're carrying on like you crazy. That's not strength. Strength is doing something that hurts you so much. You gotta do it. And it's necessary. It's important. That's strength. It's when it hurts you so much, but you have to push through. You have to hold on tight. You have to tie your belly. You have to go through hungry nights. You have to go through sleepless nights. But you know that you can't do this no more. You know that not one more night of this thing, not one more day of this thing, you know you just got to get out. That's when it becomes a mission. That's when it's become a do or die. Because your strength is going to come from Him. Your strength comes from Him. He strengthens you. He gives it to you when you don't even know you have it. I didn't know I would have been all right. I didn't know. I didn't know what was going to be on the other side of things. I did not know. And I'm still figuring it out. I'm still learning, guys. But my mission is different. My purpose is different. And that's what I'm staying true to is the mission, the plan ahead. That's what I'm staying focused on. So I encourage you guys, if you haven't done so already, get your book ready, a brand new book, clean book. Get a nice pen. That pen is just going to be for manifestation. Okay. Get your highlighter, get your pen, whatever it is. Come up with your plan of what you want to see in your life. Write the things down that you want to have manifest in your life, the plans that you see for your life. If it's the Prince Harry and his wife, get a picture of them. Okay. And carve it out because that's going to be in your manifestation, a happy, healthy relationship. You're not putting anybody's name to anything. You don't know no name, but you know you write out the desire that you have for this relationship. Write down the desires that you have for it. You want a business? Then put up a business plan, cut out a picture out of a newspaper, like I say all the time, cut out a picture out of a newspaper and put it there because you need to talk about your business, the name of your business, the plans that you have for your business, whatever it is, write it down, the plans that you have, make it plain. There you go. I forgot the name of the book that says to write the plans down and make it plain. Your vision board can be in your manifestation book too. It goes both ways. You can do it in there too. So when we come back tomorrow night at 8 o'clock, we're gonna come back because that's why I didn't want to keep you guys too long. But I just wanted to do that prep tonight to get us ready for what we're going to be doing tomorrow, because it is necessary to understand that you are in a spiritual battle. You are in a spiritual warfare, and it's very important that you learn how to speak life into your life, and you learn how to manifest. You learn how to speak the things that you want. Because if you keep speaking things like doubtful things, like, well, I'm not really sure about this, and you're uncertain, then that's what you're going to invite into your life, uncertainty. And if you're lying about things, if you're dishonest about things, if you're deceitful about things, that's what you're going to invite into your life. Because remember, it's a spiritual world we're living in. So you're going to attract the type of spirit that you're putting out into this world. So be mindful of the things that you're putting out, because that's what you're going to receive back. That's why it's important to understand, what is it that you're manifesting? What is it that you're speaking? Are you speaking Habakkuk? Thank you. So listen, make the vision plain. Thank you for that, sweetheart. Thank you so much. I'm gonna make note of that too. I have my post-it right here. Thank you. Because I know it says it in the scripture. I just couldn't think of it right away. That it says to make your vision, write your vision out and make it plain. So this, yep, we're gonna that's why I said tomorrow, come ready, 8 o'clock tomorrow night, guys. We are here back right here on this channel, Healing Your Silence. We're back here tomorrow night at 8 o'clock, because we're actually going to see what it's like, and come with all your questions. Ask her questions. She's going to come back tomorrow night to talk with us, and we're going to go in deeper to find out, how do you manifest? What is it like? What is really manifestation? Is it really in the Bible? I mean, I know I put some scriptures in the Bible about manifestation. I really did. But it's the same thing here. Habakkuk, right? It's manifestation. That's how you manifest. Write it down, make a plan, and make it plain. Write it down. Because when you're writing it down, it's now a part of you. You're now speaking it, breathing it. You're now making it into a thing. So the more you write something down, you're visualizing it, right? Make the vision. So now you visualize it. Now it becomes a thing. Then you start putting a plan together with it. Then you start making this thing a reality. When you learn how to do this thing, God is going to start choosing the people to be in your life. You're going to realize that you're meeting people and they're so selective. He's handpicking everyone that he wants around you. So what I would suggest, when you meet, even if it's a partner or a potential partner or a female friend, male friend, it doesn't matter. When you meet someone, this is what I'm going to ask you to do. Instead of finding out if you have a relationship with the person or anything, try to see, what is this person here to teach you? Ask that question. What is this person here to teach me? What is the purpose? What purpose do you serve in my life? Because you were sent to me for a reason. What's the purpose that you're here in my life? You don't ask them, but your focus should always be to find out, what message that this person came to deliver to me. What is the blessing or the lesson that I'm supposed to receive from this person? The moment you start asking these questions, once you start meeting people, you will not become emotionally attached to people that does not belong in your life. Yeah. Because people have a way of playing and preying on your emotions and manipulate you to keep you bound and keep you stuck to them as well too. Well, I'm here to say, they're not going to really like me, because my mouth is going to go off and I'm going to talk and I'm going to say what I need to say, because I see you. I see what you're doing, and I'm going to talk about it. Let's talk about it. we're going to show people how to recognize these spirits when they come around, how to validate themselves, how to know exactly who you are, how to recognize you and to spot you from afar. So yes, I'm going to talk about it. Yes, I'm going to share it on my channel. You could be mad if you want to. You might not leave a comment. Who cares? But the reality is, I see you. I see you. That's why I'm talking about it. Be mad if you want to. I don't care. Everybody that comes in your life is there for a reason. Everybody there that comes in your life is there for a reason. Pay attention to the lesson. You'll be surprised to see exactly what is it that they came there to educate you on. It says and the Lord said, write the vision, make it plain, for the vision is yet for a time, but at the end it shall speak. Wait for it, because will surely come. So thank you, Shamilia, for that. Thank you. Because remember what I said earlier, right? I said he spoke the thing. He spoke into the world and it became, I see it. I was trying to read through it, but because I don't know the scripture off the top of my head like that, but I get it, girl. Don't worry about it. You fine. I appreciate you doing this. There's a lot here, right here. I appreciate you coming through, girl. Listen, it's all love right here. We family, right? You're fine, girl. So my thing is that, right? Make the vision. God spoke these things and it came to pass. He's speaking to us, but we're not listening. We have to learn now how to speak as well, because he said he gave us everything we need, even herbs to heal ourselves. It's in Genesis 1:29. Everything, fruits bearing seeds to heal ourselves. So there's so many things that we have access to, but we don't know how to utilize these things. We don't know what to do. And when you get a spiritual awakening, that's when the first spiritual awakening that you got was to leave the narcissist. That was that first awakening that, huh? It just started to show itself. It started to reveal itself. That was the first awakening. But the moment you start to wake up, like any wake up morning or any wake up time, something starts to pull you back. Something does not want you to have this awakening. So it's pulling you back in to stay with the narcissist. Remember, it's a spiritual warfare. It's a spiritual attack. So it's pulling you back to stay because it does not want you to leave. The same thing happens. It only gets more intense. It intensifies when you start to fast. If any of you guys are familiar with fasting, when you start to fast and you're doing it, you could do it for a period of time. You could do it for 2 days, 3 days. You could fast for something specific. If you want to fast for your finances, you can fast for your finances and be consistent about it, be intentional about it, right? You could fast for just that. And God will reveal it to you and ask the questions. God, reveal to me what is blocking my finances. I want you to reveal it to me. Expose this. I remove any blockage from my finances. Remove any blockage from my love life. Remove any blockage. Like, do you need to speak this thing out? Bind this thing up. Cast it into the pits of hell where it came from. Bind this thing up. It will not manifest in your life. It will not come to pass in your life. It has no place in your life. You will not give life to this thing. Fast on it. Pray on it. And God will answer you. He will give you answers and point you in the right direction where you're supposed to go. He will come through for you. I promise he will come through. But when you start to do this fasting and praying, prepare yourself, because it's going to happen. It's going to happen quickly. It's going to happen fast. It's going to be intense. You have to be ready. So don't ask for something if you're not ready for it. If you don't really want God to move in your life and you just want to dance around and play, go find you somebody else to play with, because he's going to come through for you. He's going to find a way to come through for you. He said he would. Trust him. But when you start fasting and praying, there's more that's going to happen, guys. And listen, there's more. He will start showing you things, showing you people. Listen, if you do fruits and vegetables, y'all want us to do a fast together, we could do it. I don't mind. It's fine. It's cool. But it's better if you do it alone. And if you're going to do it alone, have mercy. Good night, sweetheart. If you're going to do this fast, make sure you set aside some time to do it. Do only fruits and vegetables and water. Only fruits and vegetables and water. That's it. And fast and pray. Do a lot of pineapples and banana. Add those in. Kale is good as well too. Add those in. Blueberries are awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. That's going to open up some parts of you. Okay? Okay? It's going to open up some parts of you. You might start seeing things. It's okay. Like I said, we're going to talk about manifestation because you need to know it's real. Because think about it. You eat fruits and vegetables all the time. But if you fast, think about the guys in the book of Daniel that went into when they needed to King Nebuchadnezzar wanted all of them to be done, to be gone. What he did, Daniel told them, just give me a couple of days. Let me just pray about it. The God that I serve is going to answer me. He's going to give me the information and he's going to give me the interpretation of your dream. Just give me a couple of days and I'm going to pray about it. Daniel and the other two guys, they went and they fast and they pray just on water and their vegetables. That's all they did. And they fast and they pray and they talk to God about it. And God revealed the dream. When he went back and talked to King Nebuchadnezzar and told King Nebuchadnezzar about his dream and let him know that the dream that he dreamt is him and whatever's going to happen to him, I mean, that's a whole story, right? He knew that this was God because God took away the dream from King Nebuchadnezzar. So he was not able to even remember his own dream to tell anybody about his dream. But Daniel went and fast and pray and talked to God about it. And God revealed the dream, the interpretation of the dream to Daniel. And Daniel was able to go back to King Nebuchadnezzar and tell him, this is the dream that you had. And this is the interpretation of the dream you had. And while God was while Daniel was doing that, God was bringing back the memory to King Nebuchadnezzar about the dream. So he knew that Daniel was praying to God, and that's the only way that Daniel was able to interpret the dream. So if you really want to have a closer relationship with God, you want him to take you out of this mess, you want him to bring you on the other side of things, fast with him, pray with him, seek him. He said, before you pray and ask, I already heard you. He's just waiting for you to come talk to him, to have a relationship with him. He's just waiting for you to do so. Seek him and you will find. Knock and it shall be open and he will answer you. Call on him and he will hear you and he will answer you. But if you want it closer, more intimate, more stronger, fast. Fast and pray. And pray without ceasing. Psalms 82, it says, how do you know, right? How do you know when your prayers have been answered? In Psalm 82, it tells you when you feel a level of peace, when you feel peace come over you, that's how you know that your prayers were answered. That's exactly how you know that your prayers were answered. It's okay. It's okay to not know. It's okay to not have all the answers and not know all the information. But trust and believe, the more we stay consistent, the more we show up, the more we do this, is the more you start to find yourself. And I want us to talk about love, self-love. It's not, self-love does not mean getting your nails done, getting your hair done. That's not self-love, y'all. Family, that's not self-love. Hear me? That's not. It's deeper than that. It's deeper than that. But I want us to do a night about self-love, because when you start loving yourself on that level, it opens up a part of you. And ladies, I know you guys have been operating the maintenance, right? That's maintenance, right? That's maintenance. Ladies, I know what it's like to operate in your masculine energy. But when you start to love yourself, you smile more. You learn how to receive, because remember, you've been doing so much, so you give, 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 give. No, feminine energy, feminine self, love yourself. You have to learn how to now receive. You have to soften up. You have to be gentle with yourself. Learn how to receive. Learn how to go within. Learn how to start accepting. If a guy is nearby and he's opening the door, thank you. Someone gives you a compliment, thank you. You don't have to be so harsh because you think there's something else to it. It doesn't have to be anything else to it. But learn how to be feminine. And that does not mean I get all girly and wear pink and look like a doll. No. It's kindness. Be kind, but start being kind to yourself first. It's kindness. It's gentleness. It's meekness. It's self-temperament, to have self-control. So you're not loud, you're not nasty, you're not carrying on. You speak gentle and respectful to yourself. And it's not to be a pushover, but your aura, you give off a different kind of energy, a different vibe. Your aura is different because it's pouring from within. You're able to be nice, to be kind, but not be a pushover. Not all the time when someone asks you for something, meaning it has to be financials or it has to be money. You can give people without it being monetary. You can give people, you can give a smile if that's what you have. God says he loves a cheerful giver. Give a smile. Give resources, give information, point people in the right direction where they're supposed to go. It doesn't make you a pushover to be kind. It doesn't. Are you really being a pushover because you asked me for help and I said, here's a phone number to call someone and they'll be able to help you and give you the information you need? Yeah, I was being kind. I don't have to physically come out my pocket and help you, like, and that's what we have to learn, how to not be people pleasers and pushovers because we've been doing it for so long. You don't have to. You don't. You don't. You have so much more inside of you. We're going to learn how to bring this thing out. We're going to learn how to manifest it. We're going to learn how to speak the things that are not as if they are. Speak the things that are not as if they are. That means we need to start speaking in gratitude. We need to change our language, the way how we speak. Speak the things that are not as if they are. I know Miss P had said something earlier up top, right? She had said something to the effect of, let me see, the vision board. I think I lost it. Love you, P. I'm sorry, my love. But you did say a few things up here. I'm sorry, I missed it. I remember something you had said. But guys, listen, I cannot wait to get you guys back here tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Remember, come with your book. I got my book here. Questions, any questions that you need answered, anything you need clarity on, listen. We're going to get it in tomorrow night, right? Listen, guys, thanks again for joining my channel tonight. We're going to wrap it up like this because, we got a part 2 tomorrow. So I'm going to keep it cute, right? So for those of you guys who have not hit the like button, do not forget, go ahead, hit the like button. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please, I thank you so much. And I've noticed, listen, I had so many new subscribers. Your girl is over 630 something subscribers already. I love you guys all so, so much. Thank you. Thank you for choosing to spend some of your time with me. I appreciate it. I value it. And I couldn't thank you enough. You could have been anywhere else doing anything else, but you chose to hang out with me. And I so appreciate it. I hope this information was useful for you and you found it beneficial. Go ahead and share it with anyone that you know. Leave a comment in the comment section below. And if there's a topic that you guys want me to go live on that topic, please do not hesitate. Type it in the comment section below and just say go live on this topic, and I'll definitely go live on the topic, guys. I appreciate you guys so much. We are growing here and we're going to continue to speak life over everything. I thank God for the abundance of people that watch this channel. I thank God for the blessings that He's overflowing on this channel. I thank God for the blessings that He's pouring into your lives. I thank Him for the abundance of love that you guys receive on a daily basis. It's beautiful to have that level of love, that level of peace, that level of prosperity. And I thank Him every day for providing a way for you guys to be happy, giving you happiness, giving you peace. And I thank God that you are living your best life. You are peaceful, you are happy, and you are loved. Thank you so much again. Do not hesitate. Hit the like button, subscribe to this channel. It's your girl Nessa. Well, you know, my job here is to empower you to become your greatest self. I love you guys all so much. Have an amazing night. Enjoy this weekend. Well, you know, until tomorrow night, kind of thing, right? Good night, y'all. Thank you so much again for hanging out. Yes, this community is beautiful. Like, I couldn't have done it without you guys, and knowing that I'm able to be us. Like, I'm able to be myself. I'm able to be here with you guys so much. I can't thank you enough. I can't thank you enough. So blessed to have you guys. Have an amazing night. Love you all so much. And your girl gonna go see if I could get something to eat. I haven't eaten all day, y'all. I've been working so much. Love you.